Tell me, though, what's his technique? That last strike, it seems invincible.
Hello and welcome to Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist podcast. My name is Connor McKenna.
And I'm Rebecca Buddha.
And, so Carl will not be around for a couple months, so it'll just be us two for a while. But
you have
Carl
me
will
as
be
a
present.
very, very poor stand-in for Carl.
Carl will be present in the sense of he'll send us things he wants us to say, stuff like that, so yeah. Anyway, today we are... Actually, let's go over the news first. Iron Fist news. There's not much.
There isn't much. We know that the Defenders comic by Brian Michael Bendis will be launching with a Free Comic Book Day issue in May. On Free Comic Book Day, which is like the first Saturday in May, second Saturday in May. And it's going to be in a issue with Guardians of the Galaxy. So they do it quite often. They have like 2 issues in one, like the Spider-Man one's going to link in with the new Captain America event thing. So it'll be in the Guardians of the Galaxy one. Second half will be the Defenders, and then the run straight into the new issue of the Defenders, which will start in June. So issue 0 in May, issue 1 in June for the new comic. I think that's
Cool.
Mostly that's the biggest news.
Are you recording, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, I was just double checking. Yeah, okay, that must sound sloppy to you guys. And it is sloppy, because I didn't even check before we started. So, yeah, there was also the rating of the last Iron Fist episode in the TV series is going to be 18, which is a 15 over here, I think, if it's an 18 in the UK.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the differences. It's not the last episode that's rated 18. It's one of the episodes. They haven't given
okay.
They haven't given which number episode is 18 yet. What they tend to do is it's the British Board of Film Classification. This information comes from. What they tend to do is they have an overall rating for the series, which for all the Netflix Marvel ones have been 15. Then they go through and do it episode by episode.
Yeah.
And so we've got a list of all the ratings for all the episodes, but we don't know which episode's which yet. The other information it gives, there's a lot of directors in there, which I've not gone through because I'm not that obsessive, but you can go through and see the directors of each episode.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing the directors. Where is this?
There's a link in the Facebook page, but it's on the BBFC website.
So it's filthy British garbage.
Stuff. Yeah, we obviously have rules about when you have to classify things in advance, so a lot of this information often gets tended to leak through the BBFC site. They have titled the last episode, which we're not going to mention here because it is a bit of a spoiler. So it may be that they're going to go through them backwards, so we get episode 13 first. Like all the actual titles, they might go through and do 13, 12. I couldn't very quickly find any other titles, so but yeah. So if you can go through and have a look at the directors.
How far are the directors?
Oh, I'll send you a link later.
Okay, yeah. Alright.
But I'll put it in the Facebook page where you can go.
Yeah.
Facebook by Facebook, director by director. It's not got a very beautiful interface. It has to be said. But I can tell you the director of the 18 rated episode is Farron Blackburn.
Yeah, I never heard of him.
No, me neither.
So, yeah. Oh, and the only other 2 episodes that were 18 rated was in Daredevil Season 2, and they were where the Punisher murders people, so no surprises there.
Yeah, so it makes for some interesting...
Yeah, I don't think it'll be... I think it'll just... Yeah, I don't think
Oh, he directed 2 episodes of Daredevil. Interesting.
Oh, which ones?
Nelson vs. Murdoch and World on Fire. So that was the first series.
Okay, cool. No, actually, they were both really good ones.
Yeah, they were, so... Hooray!
Yeah.
But he doesn't have Iron Fist listed yet, so this is all news that is filtering through right now. Expect all this news to drop in the next week, though, is what I'd say. Once it started coming out, people do some proper searching.
So, today we are going to be covering Iron Fist 14, that's right, back to the old series. Thank the dragon. Glad to be back. Now,
it's my first time on one of the old ones, so
it is too, yeah. And there's no Carl here. Well, I mean, he's here in spirit, as I've mentioned. So, yes, Iron Fist issue 14, White Snow, White Doom. Introducing the savagery of Sabretooth. That's right, Sabretooth's first ever appearance here. And we'll talk more about that when we actually see him appear in the comic. Now, the cover is Sabretooth slashing at Iron Fists. And the way Sabretooth looks is pretty much his classic appearance. There's nothing, different about it. He's saying, "Your snowblind hero, your flaming fist means nothing now." And Iron Fist has stars around his head, which, implies he's blind. He's getting slashed off a cliff. And he's swinging his fist wildly. And, it's the Iron Fist. And, do you reckon it's nighttime or daytime? It looks like it's daytime. Yeah, it's daytime, and it's just some really nice scenery in the background.
It's a nice cover.
Yeah, it's a great cover. I'm not sure who did the cover art.
We'll find out.
Unfortunately.
Oh, no, they don't say, do they?
No, they don't say it.
It's probably John Byrne, then.
Yeah, a lot of the time it's Gil Kane as well. He does, and Gil Kane, he was doing something that I was reading recently. It's kind of always might have been. Anyway, let's see, cover artists. Dave Cockrum, Al Milgram, and Danny Crespi. Okay, I don't know any of those people. So, yeah, great cover.
Yeah. Good start.
And I'll read out the recap because it's been so long, even though I'm sure we don't need to. You were born Daniel Rand. At the age of 9, your life was shattered by the murder of your father. At 19, you emerged from the mystic city of Kunlun, reborn in the fires of the Dragon's Heart. Yours are the most finely honed martial arts skills in the world. You were born Daniel Rand. You have since changed. Stan Lee presents Iron Fist, the living weapon. Dun dun dun. And we have another great page. The first page, which is a big splash page. So we have the title of the story in the background in red, Snowfire. There's like a bunch of snow in the background. It's nighttime, and in the foreground we have Danny and Colleen running for it, and Colleen has been shot. And she's going, "Ow, I'm hit."
Yep.
And there's like a blue circle in the background. I don't know what deal that is. It looks good though.
I'm saying the moon.
Ooh, yeah, it could be the moon. I really like it though.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I'm gonna...
Yeah.
Oh, no, you go.
No, I was gonna say, it's got that sense of, like, sometimes when it is very snowy and, like, the moon looks very...
Yeah.
It's got full moon, so...
And there's two guys in the very background, like, chasing them on a jet ski and firing guns. And I'm not gonna read out all of the dialogue, but since it's been so long, I'm gonna read out, obviously, the opening, second-person monologue.
Yeah.
The Canadian Rockies, west of... Oh, God. Calgary, thank you. Gunshots, loud... Oh.
Staccato.
Thank you. Explosions, shattering the silence of the midwinter night. And then a scream. Iron Fist, I'm hit. Yeah, that's Colleen getting hit. Now, she looks like she's wearing some sort of winter clothing.
Yeah, she's got a fairly light jacket though, but she does have boots. Unlike Danny.
Yeah. Danny just has his slippers and his usual ceremonial outfit. Like, Danny, why do you wear that? It is a ceremonial garb. Okay, whatever. Then we get to the next page, and we have 3 panels where Iron Fist and Colleen are tumbling down the hill.
They're actually pretty good. I quite like that.
They're really good.
They are. They fit together really nicely.
And they tumble down the steep slope like puppets with cut strings. Their bodies loose, disjointed, their fall brutally uncontrolled, until finally they come to rest. Blood stark and ugly against the moonlit snow. Ooh, that's graphic. And the guys on the skis are rejoicing. We got them. And then they notice there's like a huge storm in the distance that's coming, which again looks really good. And they're like, oh, let's go report to Sabretooth.
He got an iron fist eye in the bottom.
Yeah, he's peeking. Let's go report to Sabretooth. There's no way they'll survive the storm anyway, and then they kind of bugger off. And the guy who takes his mask off, for some reason, has a mustache.
Yeah.
As in, he takes his mask off for, like, no reason. Not that he has a mustache for no reason. It's like a fashion thing, probably. Yes, maybe. Anyway, Iron Fist is obviously playing possum, or maybe just lying there because it hurts. And
off the jet skis go. And then he gets back up.
Yeah, and the bullet grazed Colleen's skull. So, she passes out and Danny just ends up carrying her. The wind's picking up, the storm's coming.
Much.
Yeah. The wind's picking up, storm's coming, not good, better get some shelter. So, Danny starts hauling Colleen around with his winter gear, trying to find a place. And
as is traditional, he has a flashback.
Yes, but he is not hit in the head.
He's not concussed at this time, yeah, but there is a concussion.
Concussed. Yeah. So, and he mentions that someone mentioned a weather shack across the valley. So, Colonel? Oh, no. Oh, Colleen, right.
Yeah.
He calls her Cole in this issue, I forgot. So we have a flashback, and this first panel is great in the flashback. It's very grimy.
It's proper noir looking.
Yeah. You start across the glacier, and as you fight your way through the wind and snow, your mind drifts back a day to a Manhattan back alley. You'd been heading home after an unusually quiet evening, and your thoughts, as they'd so often been these days, had been of...
Misty night.
Misty night.
He's in love.
This
is the price you pay for having me as your co-host for this. You get the proper.
I'll make sure to balance out your love with my hate.
See, that works.
But it's funny because Danny's heading home. It's been a quiet night, and he's singing Misty. But for some reason, he's sprinting down an alley.
What? Yeah.
But he isn't sprinting towards anything. He's just sprinting down an alley, and then he gets ambushed while he's doing that.
Maybe that's what he always does. Maybe he just runs everywhere.
I guess he could be like Daredevil, where he just jumps over rooftops and stuff. But,
yeah.
Doesn't Danny think it's really grimy New York? He's like, oh, this place is pretty dirty. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was preoccupied, careless, and he paid for it. And he gets punched in the back of the head. And he turns around, delivers a sidekick to this mysterious assailant's midsection. Mysterious assailant proceeds to uppercut him in the chin. And of course, the assailant is talking smack to him. Confused hero, after all, you're the champion of Kunlun. There shouldn't be a human living who can equal your martial arts skill. Except for maybe Daredevil. Shang-Chi.
Okay, but this guy doesn't know.
Possibly about Captain America.
Let's assume these guys doesn't know about them. He just wants to give Danny a hug.
Yeah, he's got Danny in a bear hug, and there's something weird going on
between their chests. There's a big white explosion, let's say nicely, between their chests.
Kind of looks like the effects of was it Radon from way earlier. Yeah. Anyway, they're both covered in this. They're both glowing yellow, covered in this red aura, and it looks like he's still draining him.
Danny he says he feels like he's draining away. Yeah.
Yeah, as if his very soul was being torn out of him. So then Danny just hits him in the chest with two open palms, pushes him back.
Oh, this is so dodgy. And then the guy says, "Excellent, Iron Fist, you're all I hope for and more."
What do you mean? Who are you? Who am I, Daniel Rand? I'm your sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
He says,
No, he says,
your executioner. And we can see in
yeah.
the background the little Steel Serpent logo on his
Yes.
chest.
Doesn't mean it's still Serpent. That's a spoiler,
No.
Rebecca. Jeez.
No, it's not. He could be. There's many reasons someone could have the Steel Serpent logo on their chest.
Could be a fan.
Yeah, right?
Anyway, we go back to the snow, and Danny's thinking back on the thing. He's like, I was so weak I could barely stand. I was his for the taking, and he knew it. Again, that's... Yet he only laughed and walked away. He knew of Kunlun, my true family name, Randkai, and on his chest, a wingless dragon brand. Is he from Kunlun then? Someone who faced Sherlu the Undying, tried to gain the power of the Iron Fist, and failed? Jeez, he really, hit the nail on the head straight away, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's just pretty much pinpointed, the reason. He's just like, oh, it's a lucky guess, man. Or maybe just your instincts are really good. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have been like, is this some weird cult, or is this some...
I'd have been like, is he from another city where they have that logo?
He's a giant snake or something? Yeah, but he's just like, oh, maybe... I'm like, oh... Anyway, we'll talk about that more when it comes up eventually.
Yeah.
So they get to the weather shack. Colleen's woken up at this point.
I like that he can't be bothered to try the door, so he just kicks it in.
And that's like, well, now there's going to be cold air getting in the shack.
Well, he says, I can't waste time fumbling with the lock. What if it's not locked, Danny?
Yeah.
Bless him. But he kicks it in. It's quite a nice little panel, so I won't criticize.
It is a good panel. Thwack. Once they're inside, I'll breathe some hot... Oh, the shack's been ransacked and stripped bare. They even ripped the insulation off the walls. Stay or go, we'll freeze. It's just a matter of time. That was Colleen talking. And then Danny calls her a pessimist. And the shack will shield us from the wind and snow. And we can beat the cold by going into a deep Zen trance, reducing our body's energy to output to almost zero. I can't do it, Danny. I've never had that type of training. But I have, and since our mind meld, remember in Iron Fist 6, all my memories, part of my soul, have been part of you, as yours are part of me. Tap those memories, Colleen. It'll be hard, sure, but you can do it. So this, they go into this Zen trance, and Danny's linked with her, and this kind of pops up in one of my favorite Power Man and Iron Fist issues as well, way down the track.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We love the mind meld.
Yeah, I really like the mind meld thing. As I said before, I wish they did stuff with it more often. And now we cut to another flashback.
Calgary International Airport, half a day ago.
Yep, he'd found a message at his home from Colleen saying come at once, and he left straight away. The mystery of the ambush. The man with the half-dragon brand would have to wait. Hey, Colleen. And he walks through the airport thing. And she goes, hi, hotshot. Welcome to the West. Journey to the West.
Yeah, well.
No,
I like that in the panel everyone's blue and they're orange. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
It's a nice way of
it's like a modern movie poster.
Yeah, it is.
Orange and blue. What is with that combo? Anyway.
I can tell you, but that's not very interesting.
Well,
they're opposites.
I'm interested.
Well, they're opposites on the color palette, and apparently both those colors together are the best way of showing skin and stuff. So because people are generally slightly orangish, they use turquoise and orange. They're using a lot in films now to make things pop.
Yeah.
So one of my tattoos, I've got turquoise around it to make it pop out more and things like that.
See, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yes, not that interesting, but a little bit.
So they're walking. Sorry, go on.
No, go on. I was going to say that Colin's working as Jaren Hogarth's bodyguard, and she needed backup. And even though it would have normally been Misty, she's gone off on a Caribbean caper, which was hinted at last issue. and which we will hear
Not
more
so much into that as, I'm gonna go do it, screw you, daddy. And then she left and did it, so I don't think it was very hinted, it was pretty much stated.
Yeah, because he hurt her, he upset her.
Oh my god. I want you to leave your friend to die. No. And storms off.
Oh
Yeah,
god, I didn't
I was
do last
waiting for-
issue with you.
I am not on Misty's side in this particular.
No, I'm not sure I am entirely,
Spat.
but in the first spats they both give as good as they get a little bit. They're both a bit like crappy to each other. They're still ironing things out.
I'm just, when I read these, I'm like, yeah, kung fu action, and then I read, romance with Misty, yeah, whatever.
It doesn't take over many panels. Colleen just says Misty rang her before she left, and do you have any idea how much you hurt her? Danny's like, I didn't mean to. And Colleen's like, what do you expect? You pushed her into a corner, you forced her to choose between your friendship and her principles, and she walked out on you.
It was the opposite. She forced him. What? He was just like, I'm going to save Alan.
Look,
No,
Colleen's her
screw
best
you.
friend. Colleen's always gonna, yeah. No, but Colleen
Women.
is her best friend, so she's gonna stand up for him. Like, the comic isn't saying Colleen's right. In fact, then Colleen says, I know how you feel, Danny, but it is not Kunlun. Women aren't objects or goddesses. We're people with minds, feelings, and spirits of our own. Go,
And what does that have to
Colleen.
do with anything?
Doesn't matter. It's a great comment.
It's a good comment, but it's just extremely out of place because it's not relevant to the conversation at all.
It's not
Like
relevant. No, it's not relevant to the conversation at all. It's interesting though because it does highlight some of Danny's issues coming out of Kunlun.
Well, there was a whole issue about it earlier with the plant people and his
we love the plant people.
half sister, was it?
Yeah, Miranda. And then Danny's
like you don't like Miranda.
I do like Miranda. I think it's yet another tragedy for Danny. It's just like it gets me. I actually do really like Miranda. I just think it's another.
Well, she comes back.
Yeah, she does, but it's still not. Even that's not exactly a cheerful thing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she's still alive. She just hasn't popped up.
Anything related to Danny and family is like a huge trigger of like this is going to be terrible. So, not terrible bad, but terrible in angst and
yeah.
I remember reading it at the time, thinking like, oh my god, Danny's got a sister. It's amazing, and then this all falls out. And you're like, yeah, whatever. I'm not saying what. I'm just saying that he's found this out, and then it's just like. But anyway, so then Danny opens up about his feelings. You're right, there's a few panels of romance. And he says, he's never felt like this before. Everyone I've truly loved, I've lost. And I don't want to be hurt like that again.
See, Rebecca's going, duh, right
I
now.
am! I'm going, oh, Danny. So,
And I'm just like, you know what, Danny? You know how to deal with it? Just go punch Sabretooth in the face.
And you know what? You're going to get your reward. You're going to get exactly what you're asking for. Go on.
So, it was a half-hour flight to Hogarth's... who cares? So, they fly to Hogarth's, whatever that name is, because I can't pronounce it.
Chalet.
Okay, thank you. And, flying past some nice scenery. Then they get to, like, a weird, futuristic-looking building, but... I mean, does that not look weird and futuristic to you? Like, it looks like a
it does. It does. Well, it looks very 60s, 70s architecture, but yeah, within comics it's quite, because most comics tend to have, like, sort of 50s, 60s houses. And this is kind of like the ugly stuff we were building in the 70s.
Yeah, the flight passes mostly in silence, and they land, and then they see two guys in, like, ski suits pointing guns at them. Freeze, frail, out of the chopper, kids, nice and slow. And the gunmen were professionals and took no chances as the two of you were expertly bound and headed towards the chalet. Greetings, Miss Wing, Mr. And, we've been expecting you. Sabretooth! You know me? So Colleen recognizes Sabretooth. Only by reputation, you're a freebooter, a modern-day pirate. For the right price, you'll rid off anything. Quite true. In fact, I think we'll talk about Sabretooth after the issue.
Yeah.
Because... And Sabretooth does this classic weird leering face right up to hers as he's holding her neck. And he's after the lawyer Hogarth, who stuck his nose where it didn't belong and made his employer very angry. Don't you make me angry, little lady. I may scratch your eyes out. He's not joking, guys.
He would.
Sabretooth is a monster, but I'm sure everyone already knew that, so... yep, take him away, lock him up. The pickup plane will be leaving here at first light, and we'll be leaving then and taking these two with us. And Sabretooth looks extremely sinister.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the artwork's generally pretty good. He doesn't. Yeah, I like these few panels. Colleen looks legitimately terrified.
Yeah,
as he's yeah. Oh, and Hogarth was tied up in the background as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Hogarth's a jerk, so. Obviously these guys don't know Danny's Iron Fist, so they all think, Hogarth knows Danny's Iron Fist, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to remember sometimes. But, but all the goons think Danny's just like this,
pretty boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Do you wanna?
Well, so he's walking away. He goes, "I'm going to make a move. I'll never have a better time of it than now." His hands are tied behind his back. He very quickly releases them, punches one in the face, and yells to Colleen to let her know. She kicks another one in the face. Must be she goes, "You're way ahead of you there, sport. Must be that mind meld empathy again." And Danny runs off to our best chances to free Hogarth's staff, and he runs into Sabretooth.
Go on my way,
there.
bub.
Yeah.
Bub.
Yeah, it's obviously a Canadian. Sabretooth's like, "I'm surprised, Buster. I was expecting trouble from Miss Swing, not you." And then says, "Oof," as Danny gives him a
ducks
punch.
under him.
Yeah.
Punches him in the solar plexus. Oh, it would have been funny if Danny's gone about how he has to make a move, and he starts making a move on Colleen.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing tonight, Colleen?
Yeah. And then they're thinking at each other. Danny, get under his clothes. And he's like, "Now, deck him before he recovers." And, Colleen gives him a...
No, that's just Danny thinking. I originally thought it was Colleen thinking at him, but...
oh, no, you're right. Yeah, it is just Danny thinking.
Yeah, because I thought that's what they were doing too, and then I realised it was just Danny thinking and Colleen standing there.
Watching.
And you'd been luckier than you deserved. By the time an alert was sounded, you were on your way. So they've taken off.
And then we go back to where we were at the beginning of the comic with them being chased.
Yeah, the snowcat, the borrowed snowcat they used had an empty tank. So yeah, back to the... Yeah, they're back to the current time. So they're in the weather shack and two goons have found it.
Yeah.
Sabretooth said to bring them back alive or dead, and that's what we're going to do. You saw what he did to Sid and Jareth coming back empty-handed. You want that to happen to you?
Oh, it's different goons.
Yeah, because Sabretooth did something
one
very
of them's
nasty
female.
to the other one. So, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And she never had a chance to answer because Iron Fist just punches her through the wall. I don't know, he just punches her anyway.
Yeah, his little fist coming out.
Yeah.
Gets them both.
And Danny and Colleen proceed to put on their clothes.
Yeah. Colleen's very happy, says it feels marvellously warm.
Maybe you should have put... No, actually... No, I was going to tell her she should put heavier clothes on, but she wasn't expecting to go on a snow trek, so...
No, she was expecting to just get to Jaren's place.
Unlike Danny, who must have gotten changed at some point. Did he change on the jet ski?
I don't know, because he started off in winter clothes, and then when he ran
escaped
away,
in winter
he
clothes.
was back in his Iron Fist outfit, so...
Yeah, so, between the point of the snow ski breaking
his clothes
down...
just fell off.
And then, he's just like, I really need an outfit change.
Yeah.
I guess he's protecting his secret identity.
Yeah, but who else do they think Colleen's running with? She was with Daniel Rand, and now she's with Iron Fist? It's not very good protecting of the identity, but anyway, and then Colleen says that I never thought I'd thank you for that mind meld. But obviously it's kept them alive, so. And then Danny's like, why are these people after Jaren? Just things to ask.
I never thought I'd thank you for that mind meld. Oh yeah, because, you totally wanted to remain like a brainwashed lucky of Master Khan, right? You're welcome. God.
Yeah, but I think she more meant she's beginning to realise how useful it was in terms of skills.
So they've mummified the two goons. Like, look at them. What do they do to them?
I don't know. And the thing is, if they had things to wrap them in, why weren't they
didn't
wearing
use it? Yeah.
you had to stay warm? But hey, again. So
Yeah.
Colin now explains that someone's been leeching Van Meacham of money, and Jeremy trying to find out who was responsible. They decide to leave the two goons in the shack, because they don't want to kill them. They keep them as warm as they want, and they take the snowcaps and head for the chalet. Worried that Jaren might be dead.
Yeah.
And it's still
Could always be
dark
Master
when they
Khan.
get there. Yeah.
Because he didn't really, like... His fate was, like, kind of ambiguous, wasn't it? Like, he didn't really, like, visually die, I'm pretty sure.
No, yeah.
Not really.
I can't remember, actually. But we'll get to it, I'm sure.
Well, while you cover the next bit, I'm just going to flick back anyway.
Alright, it's dark when they reach the chalet through the eastern hills. They've already... So there's already light there. The sun's minutes below the horizon. The floodlit helipad is bustling with activity. And Colin's like, what is that thing, Danny? It's not like any helicopter I've ever seen before. Danny's like, looks familiar. Don't remember from where. But let's get inside before we're drafted for the work crew, because obviously they're still dressed as goons. Danny's like, same plan as before, Colin. You free Hogarth staff, get weapons, take care of Sabretooth's mercenaries. I'll go for the big man himself. And then you get Sabretooth talking to Hogarth, saying, why are you so depressed, Sport? In a few hours you'll have answered all the questions. You'll know who's been ripping off Ram Meacham, and you'll be happy when I kill you. And Hogarth just says, you're a monster, Sabretooth. Sabretooth going, ain't that the truth, Bob?
Yeah.
But Sabretooth says it suddenly notices this male goon coming towards him. And it's like, that dude looks right, but my instincts, my senses read him as wrong, as an enemy. But before Sabretooth can act, there's gunfire from outside. Hogarth's women have broken free. They're attacking my men, and they're led by
I forgot
Colleen
Hogarth
Wing.
had like a little harem thing
Little
going on.
gang of
Really
women,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you get like this all-female hit squad coming out with their guns.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All
He's got a
intense.
bunch of James Bond women.
Yeah.
And locked him in one room. Yeah.
Why not? And then he gets back to the guy that was creeping up on him. He
Yeah.
looks properly horrible in this panel, Sabretooth, but really nasty, and I'm going to kill you.
He looks horrible in a
good way. Yeah, in a really good
Yeah.
way. It's a very menacing kind of a snarl he's got on his face.
Yeah, very ugly.
Yeah, and he's like, you're not the guy whose uniform that is, and you're a superhero to boot. Bob, that's the biggest mistake you ever made, because Sabretooth never loses. You got a name, hero man? I always like to know who it is I'm killing. And then you get the punch to the chin. The name is Iron Fist. And as far as losing goes, Bob, there's a first time for everything. Go, Danny.
Rebecca, it's actually a palm strike to the chin.
Okay. Alright. Look, I'm not claiming to be a martial art expert. I'll do the gooey romance
okay.
bits. You do the palm to the chin.
Fighting. And I'll point out that Sabretooth is pretty much acting exactly like he always does. There's this is like, you know how a lot of characters in their first appearance act pretty different to what they do now?
Yeah, and then they change them a lot.
Yeah, Sabretooth is pretty much just the same. It's like not much difference at all, so yeah. I know, I just thought I'd point that out. Yeah, and Danny's thinking he's as fast as I am, and those claws are razor sharp. He's like a human saber-toothed tiger, the ultimate killing machine. And Sabretooth's in the mood for a good fight. It's been a long time since he's tangled with anyone worth the effort. Danny's just thinking it's an honor I could do without. And yeah, so they're fighting. Danny's thinking his reactions are too slow because the ambush in New York combined with spending the night in a blizzard is beginning to affect him. So he's not in peak fighting performance, pretty much. And we have Hogarth's women.
Who are doing a better job.
Yeah. And wait, one of them's Colleen?
Yeah, she's leading them.
Okay. Yeah. They're all just wearing their skin-tight
Outfits, yeah.
outfits.
But hey, at least they're fully covered, unlike I mean,
Yes.
they put Misty in these days.
Yeah.
There's no boob windows or anything like that. Just in goon outfits. There's lots of fighting outside, lots of shooting. Still fighting inside. A window explodes on Iron Fist and Sabretooth.
Yeah, so Iron Fist dives to Hogarth to cover him from the blast. And Sabretooth is running away. Well, it looks like he's like just running off. And Danny's thinking, the helicopter's gone, where's he going? And he's heading for the rear of the building. Nothing out there except miles of empty glacier. Colleen checked it as they drove in. And Danny's he's walked out. There he is running across the snow. He's got this big goofy smile on his face.
It's a really terrible smile.
Who knows, maybe this will be an easy fight after all. It's like Christmas. You moved out of the shadows, confident of victory. Perhaps a little too confident. But then you're in the open. It's too late for second thoughts. Sunrise. Light. Blinding, unbearable, reflecting off mile after mile of gleaming snow. The glacier instantly transforms into a giant mirror, and you've been suckered right into the middle of it. So, yeah, he's been blinded by, because sun reflects off snow. Super, super bright, and he's been blinded because he looked directly into it.
Yeah.
Heart of the Dragon, my eyes, I can't see. And those two panels where he gets blinded are, like, really, really good.
Yeah, really good.
The sun effects and
then just moving to just blank white with just him not being able to see.
Yes, no, it's a great panel. And Sabretooth's like, yep, that's pretty much why I lured you out here. You're snowblind, and you won't live to recover. And he, slashes Iron Fist in the back, and Iron Fist goes, ah, because it hurts. So they start fighting in the snow. And, so obviously, Danny's trying to figure out how the hell he's going to do this because, he's blind. Luckily for him, Sabretooth has no combat technique. He just has power and speed. He notes if he had his eyes, this fight would be no contest. Although, he was struggling before, but whatever.
Yeah.
And he throws he throws a swing at Sabretooth, he misses, fash.
And then he starts to power up the Iron Fist.
Yeah. Sabretooth's having a great time.
He is, he's having a laugh.
And this is Iron Fist is noting that powering up the Iron Fist is taking a lot more concentration than usual, and if he connects the battle will be over, but if he misses, then he feels that the Iron Fist will leave him weak as a baby. So he can't risk it, because it'll just leave him helpless if he uses it, so he can't use the Iron Fist. And dives out of the way. Yeah. He dives out of the way, but he still gets hit.
And you can see where the slashed costume on the back is and the claw marks.
Yeah, which is a nice touch.
Yeah.
And memories, born of desperation, as you roll across the hard-packed snow of a long-ago day in Kunlun, class with Lei Kung, the Thunderer. You have five physical senses, Daniel. A warrior must learn to use them all, and he's tying a blindfold around a young, bald Danny. With a sort of flashbacky effect, and we have Danny in the foreground in real time. I've taken away your eyes, child. Does that make you helpless? Men around you in the training arena, but where? And there's a guy with a red size sneaking up on him, wearing this hilariously evil-looking training outfit. Yeah. The faint touch of boot sole on practice mat, the swish of cloth, will mark your opponents. And Danny realizes, I'm blind, but I have been trained to pick up the slack when I'm losing my eyes. I've been trained to use all of my other senses. So he's got to go Daredevil here. Sabretooth's nearby. Yeah, and obviously, guys, you knew a Daredevil reference is coming. You knew it. No, I'm not going to mention Daredevil.
Not in an episode where it's about him being blind.
Yep. So you can hear Sabretooth on the snow, essentially, and then kick Sabretooth in the chest. Kya! Swak. God, I love these sound effects.
They are great, yeah.
Fash is my favourite one, though, because I just don't understand that one.
No, Fash is great.
Fash. and Danny stays in contact with him. He does a hip throw.
And over he goes.
Yep. And he's making Sabretooth mad now, and like it's easy to hear him and stuff. And Sabretooth leaps towards him, and Danny mirrors, and Sabretooth goes, "Oh no!"
And lands in the snow.
Yep, head first. Danny's just making sure he's not getting overconfident, because Sabretooth is still incredibly dangerous. So Sabretooth just isn't thinking at all at this point, and Danny just, punches him. And he's commenting, he's obviously doing his little monologuing here, like the Sabretooth tiger. He can't comprehend anyone being his equal, and when power isn't enough, he has nothing left to fall back on. And that ends the fight. He punches him. Wrong, Sabretooth, you're cutting no one, because this fight's over and you're finished. Sabretooth is sprawled on the ground.
And Johnny's like, did I do it? Don't hear him anymore, is he out? And at the same time takes his shirt off.
I mean, it'd be pretty sticky.
Yeah. But
torn. I'd probably take it off too.
And then he wonders if he's sneaking up on him. He hears some footsteps. Throws a punch. And Colin's like, watch it, hotshot. I'm on your side, remember. Use your eyes. It's Colin.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Colleen. I wish I could, but I can't. I'm blind. Oh, Danny, No, it's only temporary. But what about, is Sabretooth and his men? The men are under guard, and their boss is out cold. Thank the gods for that. I was lucky, If he'd had martial arts skills equal of his speed and power, I could have beaten him. I couldn't have beaten him. I doubt I could have beaten him, sorry guys, even with my eyes. Kind of makes you wonder about things. Life, even.
Yeah, Danny, it does.
I mean,
he's so deep, Danny, so deep.
Nothing wrong with that, pal. Just means you're growing up. It's another very odd comment, right?
Yeah.
Come on, let's get you inside before you catch pneumonia.
Most sensible comment of the comic.
Yes. Next issue in 60 days. Enter the X-Men.
Yay.
Dun dun dun. So, awesome issue.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
I loved it. One of the best issues of this series. The fight is great. Like the whole blinded Danny versus Sabretooth thing. I love it so much. The artwork is phenomenal.
He's generally great with Colleen. Like when they go off on little adventures. Because there's that nice easy friendship between them.
Yeah. And, I was a big fan of that issue. And it's a great first appearance of Sabretooth. Like, it's a great, throwdown, drag-out fight.
You're not wrong, it's one of the best first appearances I've read. Of a bad guy, especially.
Yeah, it was a real good fight. It was, it got very, dirty at the end. Generally these guys do good fights. The only problem is you get some villain, like, Danny fights some villains like Chucko, who's kind of lame.
Yeah.
But, Sabretooth is awesome. He's intimidating, he's imposing, he's evil. There's other good fights too, obviously. Like, I still really like the Radon fights. And, dishonorable mention to the crash test dummy Iron Man fight. Sad crash test dummy. I don't think that was John Byrne, or, there was someone else doing art as well. But I thought it was fantastic. Great art, great action. Definitely read this if you haven't. Yeah. Definitely read it. One of the best issues of the original series. I can't stress enough. Danny was badass. It was awesome. What do you think?
No, I totally agree. I mean, it's been a while since I've read the old run. I just finished reading Power Man and Iron Fist, but I hadn't gone back and read these ones for a long time. And it's a really solid issue. I mean, the story, it's got a bit of everything that's in Iron Fist. Sabretooth is great. And
flashbacks.
Yeah. And it kind of does, and it tells one complete little mini story within the bigger whole, which is kind of the perfect thing for a single issue comic to do. Because I haven't been reading them along with you and Carl, so to come in and just say, yeah, this is the situation, this is the fight, this is the resolution. Yeah, we've got this other thing going on with the half-dragon thing, and yes, we've got this other stuff off with Misty going off to the Caribbean. But this is just one single story. So it's like Colin said, it's like, if you can pick up this single issue, which is going to be hard because it's the origin of Sabretooth, but it's a nice one to have.
Yeah, I don't know about now, but, before the Iron Fist Netflix show was announced, this was easily the most expensive issue of any Iron Fist run. Like, it's hugely expensive. But, and as I said, it's a classic, like, bare knuckle drag out fight, and, I guess Sabretooth excels in those. So, really, really good stuff. Can't recommend it enough. I loved it. I really loved that fight. That was the highlight of the issue for me. It's really good. So, yep, I guess we both loved it.
Yep.
Next issue is the X-Men, but let's talk about Sabretooth a bit. Cause, whenever we have a guest character, I would say, I guess Sabretooth's not a guest character in this case, but he is a character. We'll talk about him a bit. So, Sabretooth is one of my favorite villains. He's just, like, ridiculously sadistic. What's your exposure to Sabretooth, I guess?
Not massive. I mean, I've never been a massive reader of, like, Wolverine and those comics, so he's not, I've seen him recently in some of the Deadpool stuff, where he was really cool. There's, in the really, really recent Deadpool stuff, Deadpool and him have a good few issues together, which is a really interesting read about Sabretooth as a baddie, because he kind of has to step in and help Deadpool.
Deadpool would not like that.
Well, it's a really interesting issue, because introducing a few issues. Deadpool goes after Sabretooth because he, in his crazy, is thinking Sabretooth killed his parents. And Sabretooth has to kind of say, this isn't what happened, but he's trying very hard not to tell Wade what did happen, because he doesn't want to set him off again. There's actually a really it's another one where you get a little bit of a different side to Sabretooth, but that's probably most of what I've read about him recently. Except for just seeing him pop up and in Iron Fist, so.
It's funny you mentioned that, because Sabretooth was there was a miniseries, Deadpool Agent of Weapon X, and they started the Weapon X program again. And Sabretooth is the leader, and Sabretooth is obviously just a vicious, horrific child murderer. So obviously Deadpool ends up having enough and rebels, and Sabretooth kills Vanessa, Copycat.
Right. Yeah.
And, they have a real, like, Deadpool gets a real grudge after that, and it's a grudge which is never really resolved.
Until probably now, which is...
Yeah, well, because Sabretooth, like, he kind of kills him.
Yeah.
So, and after that, Gail Simone took over writing, and she just never really brought it up. So it's one of those odd loose ends. But he was a great villain, and that obviously is a great Wolverine villain. Mm-hmm. We all know what he did to Silver Fox.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because at this point, Sabretooth was not meant to be an X-Men or Wolverine villain. Like, he was an Iron Fist villain, despite the fact, because Claremont started co-writing X-Men with Len Wein the same time he started writing Iron Fist, so he's been doing both at the same time. It was Marvel Premiere 23 and X-Men 94. So, he was definitely heavily involved with X-Men stuff, which is pretty obvious because of, like, the Jean Grey references, Misty sharing a room with her, the X-Men crossover next issue, which is technically the last issue of the series. Sabretooth was not like an X-Men thing. Sabretooth was an Iron Fist villain until, like, I have over the notes here somewhere, until it was like 1986, where he was brought in as a villain for the X-Men, like a minor villain, during the Mutant Massacre storyline. So, that was like, it was 9 years after this issue, which Sabretooth finally became an X-Men guy. And it was Chris Claremont who made him an X-Men villain, because Chris Claremont was still writing X-Men. So I thought that was interesting that he waited so long to bring Sabretooth and X-Men.
But he actually does fit in very well as an X-Men villain, because of the Weapon
definitely,
X and Canadian connections.
Yeah. And it's like, so did he just think... Because Wolverine was around at this point, obviously. Did he just wake up one day and think, oh, Sabretooth would make a pretty good X-Men villain?
You're guessing
We'd make a pretty good Wolverine villain.
You're kind of guessing he must have done. Like,
yeah,
who have we not set them up against? We need someone who's got the same kind of savagery. Oh,
had I not noticed Sabretooth, Wolverine, before. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, I was actually reading that Claremont always, after the X-Men thing, he always wanted Sabretooth to be Wolverine's father. Like, that was the idea behind the whole thing, and that was why, Sabretooth came back every birthday for Wolverine and beat the snot out of him because of this, like, you're my son, so you're just like this imperfect copy of me. But they retconned that and never went with it, which I think is a shame because
it would have been interesting.
I feel like it's pretty interesting. As of right now, Sabretooth's just a big jerk.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was a big jerk there too, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's your little education on Sabretooth there, guys. I thought, yeah, this is a much better issue than the Iron Man crossover.
Yes, that was pretty bad.
Yeah. Not in terms of laughs though. That issue was a barrel of laughs. Like, do you have anything to add? Sorry, I've been talking a lot.
No, nothing to add. I think looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next one as well. And the next one is goofy as hell, from what I remember.
Yeah, I remember there's some fun things in the next one.
Yeah, but hey, Iron Fist versus the X-Men, who doesn't want that?
Right, exactly. And we're getting back to stuff that we've had before. Oh, and isn't this the one where Danny... Oh, yeah, no, there's one of my favourite Iron Fist little things in this next one, which is very fun.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm looking forward to it.
It's got some great Wolverine bits as well.
Yeah.
Where, like... Cause during the periods where, like, Wolverine was just always acting really stupid. Yeah, alright, cool. Well, until next time, may your claws rip your enemies to shreds, bub.
Especially if it means they have to take their shirts off.
Yes.
I add so much to the podcast.
It's fine. Danny is masculine. I can see how it distracts you. He's quite...
Yeah. It just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh because we there's a lot of talk about female objectification in comics, and we don't often realise how some of I guess when I went, because I noticed it when I went back and read Luke Cage just before the TV show. He is shirtless in almost every issue for like ridiculous reasons. Like someone burns his shirt off in one issue, and it's like, and again, when I was first reading Iron Fist, didn't really pay any attention. Part of his costume is kind of showing the dragon, so he's often not wearing much of a shirt, and I didn't give it a second thought, but like, with more of the stuff about like what women in comics have worn, I've not realised quite how often the men are treated in a similar way. I mean, it's not, they're not bad-mouthed as often, they're not treated as idiots as often as the women are, but some of the shirtlessness happens in the 70s comics more often than I would have guessed if I was, thinking about it. It just makes me laugh. I mean, I think there's only a couple of times where Danny's actually openly objectified and given sort of female gaze, and they're kind of pointed out and laughed at. But in this way, it is because he's more macho.
Yeah. He looks Spanish. At the end, there's this little, like, bendy or anything. I don't know.
He's picking up Aguila vibes.
Oh, yeah.
I like him as well.
I always took him talking his shirt off as just like, it was all bloody and messy, plus I always thought it was like a Bruce Lee thing, because he's got all the cut marks across his chest.
No, exactly, that's what I mean, is that you read it, and you don't even think about it, because it makes sense. But I don't read it and go, whoa, Danny. Because what superhero isn't? I mean, what superhero isn't, like, built and gorgeous?
Yeah, well, I mean,
maybe Wolverine maybe Wolverine if you're not really into the facial hair and stuff. But most of them are pretty good looking and pretty well built. It's just, I don't think about it. And it's us coming back and looking at it from that kind of point of view.
Yeah.
Like, when I first read it, I would not have made jokes about him and the Steel Serpent, like, hugging in the alleyway.
Look at the way Colleen's looking at Danny in the last panel.
I love it. I love Colleen and Danny.
Colleen's great, yeah. I really like Colleen.
I really like the sort of platonic friendship that they just slip into so easily.
Yeah, it's as I said before, it's great because it's a 70s. She's the first female character in a 70s comic, and it's not like a romance thing, which is
and it
so rare.
never is. It's just like we've got to help your dad, and he just treat it. It almost makes sense for Danny coming out of Kunlun to not really go for the romance thing.
Yeah,
I always thought it was a very fitting character.
About,
yeah, I think we have the sort of fitting
with the show,
character thing. Well, it hurts me every time someone says it, but I agree it may be inevitable, but I really, really don't want them to do it. And I don't know anyone who does want them to do it, so. But we shall see. I'd rather he came out having a crush on Joy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Before he finds out she's evil and hates
honestly, I want Misty, and Danny in the show.
So do I. Bless you.
Yeah.
Bless you for saying that.
Well, mostly it's because I want people to shut up, and the other reasons actually I think it would be interesting. She's older.
I also think, honestly, is that the Misty and Danny from the comics would not be reflected by how they did it in the show now either. I think they're different characters essentially, or they're changed enough that it might not be as annoying a relationship to you.
I don't. Well, I mean, it wouldn't have melodramatic 70s writing, so.
Right, and it wouldn't have her. it possibly wouldn't have some of the sort of little strops they have between them.
Yeah.
You know,
but Raphael's scarf.
I love Raphael's scarf. Don't. I'm so hurt. Luke Cage hurt me in many ways, even though I enjoyed it. But it hurt me. It has got me prepared for many changes to Iron Fist, though. So.
Well, as I said, Daredevil got me ready for changes.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else?
No, that's everything for me.
Alright, well, I'll reiterate, let your claws tear your enemies to shreds.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Iron Fist and all other characters in these comics are properties of Marvel and Disney, and any music or images we use belong to their respective copyright holders, and we do this for fun, so please don't sue us. You can contact us at sonsofthedragonpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us mail, comments, thoughts, send us anything you want really, even if it's not about Iron Fist. And if you don't want it read out on the air, just mention that. You can also reach us at Facebook, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast, Sons of the Dragon, our Twitter, at Iron Fist Podcast, our SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Sons of the Dragon with hyphens where the spaces are. Our YouTube, Connor Carl, just search Iron Fist Podcast on YouTube and you'll find us real quick. And then there's our WordPress, Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast.wordpress.com. We are also on iTunes. Feel free to rate us there. If you rate us less than 5 stars, well, just tell us what we're doing wrong and we'll try and improve that. And last but not least, we are on Podcast Garden in the literature section. And thanks to Thomas Tissoff for the theme song at the start. And thanks.